I did not care about this person. I did not even like this person. It got to the point where actually I consistently dreamt of this person just like veering off the road or like choking on a hot dog or like all these things. Like I would not be sad. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Terrifying. Today's episode is called What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger. Now, I know that there are two sides to this phrase, okay? I'm very well aware that when it comes to certain traumas, you know what I mean, trying to expect somebody to just get up, dust themselves off and pretend like nothing ever happened, or like if they're not really strong, then there's shame sometimes that comes about, or like they're not doing their trauma right or whatever. I understand that as to everything in this world, there are negative naysayers who will look at things like that, and this side of the scope is like the positive, embracing the positive side of that, okay? Because first of all, where the fuck did this even come from? Where did what doesn't kill you make you stronger? Like, I know you've heard it. You've heard it in songs, probably in a movie, even read it in a book. But where the fuck who put this phrase together? I mean, it makes sense, right? It was born to just like make a statement one way or another. But let's see. So the phrase, what doesn't kill you make you stronger, is a widely recognized aphorism, a word I don't know that I've ever said in my life, but hey, originating from the 19th century German philosopher, Friedrich, he's got a last name too, but let's see. While it is frequently used as a motivational slogan to encourage resilience, its importance lies in a complex balance between psychological growth and the potential for long-term vulnerability. Okay, well, thank you for that, Friedrich, and we will move on from there. So, again, there's arguments for the phrase, how it's good, and then there's criticisms, of course, because isn't there always? But aside from that, the technical shit side of it, think about the last time something happened to you, or even if it wasn't the last time, just think of like a handful of times where you walked away from something in a stronger feeling. You know what I mean? Like, whether it was you learned a lesson, you learned not to trust certain people, you got something out of it. Like, here's a shit sandwich, but you walked away with the best part of it, which is, I don't know what the best part of a shit sandwich would be, but hey, you walked away with something good from it. Not good, but like not horrendous, right? It didn't break you. How about that? You walked away unbroken and changed for the better, for the future. Think about it, honestly. And if you're one of those people that say, I don't know what you're talking about, I've never had this happen. Okay, well, either congratulations or you lying. But anyway, think of something. Myself, I have plenty. In my decades roaming around on this earth, I've had people lie to me. I've had people steal from me. I've had people say horrific, horrible things about me, to me. Try to bash my character, try to attack my, me, my personality, my looks, everything else. Like, I've had a lot of things. My biggest ones are like not really trusting the wrong people. It's giving my time or more of my time than what was deserved. My prime example, my biggest one, I'm going to say, if we step away from like family junk and all of that stuff, outside of my house and everything else, I'm going to say when I worked for Dickface, which was 5 years. And I made excuses for all of that. I know we've talked about it kind of sporadically throughout other episodes, but working for that person when I made it genuinely clear from the get-go that I don't care how much money you make, I don't care what kind of car you drive, I don't give a fuck what's in your wallet right now. It has nothing to do with me. What matters to me in a person is how they treat me as a person. Okay? And respect, mutual respect, is a huge factor. I knew that I was being completely taken advantage of. I excused it because of my kids being so small, me being able to be at home. I manipulated how I saw it. Like, I got to a point where I was not comfortable, but comfortable enough to be like, okay, so I know almost everything about you, and so you don't want to start over from square one kind of deal. I don't know. If I could go back to that day, I mean, I learned a lot. But quitting that job after 5 years, like right on the 5-year mark, because poetic and all that. But quitting that job, like, I was able to find another job before I quit. Because I got to the point where I was worrying about this person's life more than my own, which is pretty fucked up. Considering you're doing the work of multiple people and you're getting paid for like less than one. And how your stress can become my stress, that's fucking wild. And I was able to find another job because one day it hit me. I'm fucking tired of this. Okay? I don't deserve this. I'm better than this. I can do all of this shit for someone else. I could do this job and get paid what I'm supposed to get paid for this job. Like, I should not have to. I already have to wear 39,000 hats as a mom and a wife. You know what I mean? Like, I should not have to put on any more for someone else, for a job. I did not care about this person. I did not even like this person. It got to the point where actually I consistently dreamt of this person just like veering off the road or like choking on a hot dog or like all of these things. Like, I would not be sad. It's sad when somebody goes, but I genuinely thought how interesting this would be. Like, yeah, I'd be out of a job. However, man, you shouldn't have to, you shouldn't be thinking like that. But I was stuck as this person, this contact person, this support person, this person who had a hand in fucking everything. This person who somehow applied for this little position and was now doing 17 things. 17 huge things. Vastly different from like, hey, I need your help. And then, oh, by the way, this is what you're going to be doing. I was stepped on. I was underpaid. I was overworked. I was on call 6 days a week for the first 4 years. And Sunday supposedly was like the day of rest, right? But he would still send messages and be like, if you could, or if you have time, no big deal, you can get to it tomorrow. But just the underlying thing was there. And ironically enough, I never gave a fuck. Now, this person brought in millions a year. Okay? Millions. So it's not like he's a struggling business person and couldn't pay me, really wanted to. No. My value wasn't there, I guess. And that is a shitty feeling. Especially when you talk to other people and they're like, oh my God, like, this is how much what the hell? What are you even doing there? And then I'd excuse it and all of these things. And anyway, it got to a point where he had talked about giving me the experience. Okay. This is where, now I had never met him face to face. And I swear that had he known me face to face, and if I was like in the neighborhood, he damn sure wouldn't be running his flaps like he did a lot of the time. Okay? Like, I don't give a fuck who you are, who you know. If you're gonna, ooh, I could have snapped him. Like honestly, just like, But anyway, he talked about giving me this grand experience, right? To fly me out first class, stay in a 5-star hotel, eat at all of these 5-star restaurants, give me this experience that I probably would never have if it weren't for this person. My husband's like, I mean, it sounds like it could be fun. And then in the first 30 seconds, yeah, like the glitter's there, you know, and you think about it. But then it's like, wait a minute. It's been over 4 years I've been working for this person. And there is not one thing that comes without strings. Whether it's a day off because I'm sick or have to go to my kid's school or anything. Hey, I think I need more money. Anything. I knew that if I took that trip, if I made this happen, I would be tied to this person for the next 20 years. And that's when I realized, you know what, bitch, it's time to get out of here. It's time to quit. And so I did. And I made it for my 5th year anniversary because I am a poet and this is just what is done. The day you hired me is the day I'm firing myself, and go fuck yourself. Like forever. Now, the joy that I had was knowing that he couldn't get one person to do all of the things I was doing for the price that he was paying me. And that alone was going to like really grind his gears. But anyway, after I quit, I felt such a fucking load off. And I realized that one, never, ever, ever undervalue your fucking time, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is 5 years that I will never get back. Ever. All of the stressful times, all of the times I told my kids, shh, because I'm on a phone call with a very important person for this other person. You know, no, I can't go on this trip right now. No, I can't sit here and watch the show with you because I have to make all these calls and do these emails. No, I don't want to go, you know, out to dinner right now because I'm so fucking stressed. I have to wait for this deadline and this and this. Like, holy fuck, 5 years is a very long time to use someone else's life stress, chaos, and disrupt my own. So I learned a lot of things. One, basically, if they show you their character in the first few weeks, few months, that is who they are, period. Boom, done. A person can put on a really good show and a really good face for a very short window, a lot of the time, if you're paying attention. Now, if you don't want to pay attention, then yeah, they can get away with it for far longer. Or if you start making excuses, you know, for convenience or money or time or whatever, you know, if you excuse it, then it's going to keep going. I myself went, and ironic or not, I got a phoenix feather tattoo because, you know, phoenix, they rise from the ashes, all that good junk. And I felt that day that even though I lost out on this consistent, very low income, but still consistent, I knew I was going to be okay. I would fucking figure it out because I would rather start from scratch with someone brand new, and instead of being this comfortable, worn-in fucking rug for this person to wipe their shit on. Plain and simple. I learned that I never take anyone, like the things that they say, too fucking wholeheartedly from the jump. I do not believe in words. I believe that there are 2 kinds of people. All right? Maybe 3 kinds, all right? There are the talkers who say a lot because they want you to believe that everything that they say holds this weight, this certainty. But that's all they do is talk, okay? Then there are doers. These people will say something, but then not long after they say it, the shit happens. Like, if it doesn't happen, it's because something fucking chaotic popped up or whatever, like something disrupted. But if it comes out of their mouth and they are a doer, it's going to get done. Okay? Period. I guess the only other third party would be the nonchalance. Could give a fuck less and just kind of like coast, you know? They just don't, they're just kind of around. You know what I mean? They don't really need to talk, but then they don't really need to do. It's just kind of like whatever. So of those three, I'm a doer, and I've noticed that since this interaction, I live amongst and cross paths with so many talkers that I just like, if you want to talk, you can talk, but I'm not going to give in to people who aren't the doers, you know? So the good thing, we'll pull it back in, my story kind of rambled as it does. So post-traumatic growth, or what doesn't kill you, make you stronger. If you use it on the positive side of things, there are benefits to spinning shitty situations and pulling the positives out of it. Enhanced resilience. Navigating manageable challenges acts like exercise for the mind, so building mental toughness for future adversity. Yeah. Mine, for that specific example, new perspectives. Survivors often report a deeper appreciation for life, improved relationships, and a clearer understanding of their personal priorities. Yes, absolutely. Like, it's just when things happen to you and you go forward and you have the positive outlook side of it, you know that you've already done certain things. Okay? For example, a friend of mine was in a marriage for a handful of years and started off great, and then not long after started to kind of deteriorate. And she would excuse, well, we don't talk anymore, but. Well, we don't sleep in the same room anymore, but. Like, she was quietly suffering for the longest by herself. I mean, talking to friends and everything else, but the husband might as well have been a piece of furniture because it just wasn't there. So that makes you kind of doubt yourself, everything else, like, what did I do? What happened? Like, how do we fix it? Do we fix it? And then she got to a point where it's like, this isn't going to be fixed because I've tried A, B, C, D, E, F, and it's just like, my choices are I either deal with it and settle, or I get the fuck out of here because I deserve better. And she did that. And fast forward 2 years later, and she's dating someone, ironically, with the same name as her husband. But, started off great, and then slowly the mask starts to slip a little, and you see kind of like who the person really is. Only now, she's not excusing shit. She is all for it, like, look, I'm not going to be the one that compromises on everything. I'm not going to be the one that's give while I get fucking nothing. I've already done that. So, she sees this relationship now and compares the shit that she already walked away from. Why the fuck are you gonna walk away from a situation and then opt to climb back into it with a new person? She's not. That is one of those, it's resilient, new perspective. Like, she knows what she's not going to settle for because she knows her value, her worth, everything else, her time. Like, it's not just something that can just be, oh, here you go. Okay, yeah. All right, so you just don't want to participate. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. I'm okay. No. This bitch doesn't want to go through life as okay because we're not here long enough for okay, So, all right, increased empathy. Experiencing pain can enhance a person's ability to connect with and support others facing similar struggles. Struggling, Jesus. Anyway, okay, maybe because of the things that I have gone through, not just the work shit, but like other people who have disappointed me or whatever. For example, another quick example, I don't like being late. I spent a lot of time in my younger years waiting for people, waiting for things, waiting for honesty, like waiting for all kinds of things that came too late. And so myself, I will never be someone that someone else has to wonder if I'm going to show up. If I say I'm going to show up, I'm gonna fucking be there because I'm a doer, right? Like, I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, it'd be great to see you, we should go have lunch. And then you're sitting there waiting for me and, oh, by the way, I forgot, or I'm doing something else. That will never be me, okay? Even in a chaotic fucking household that I live with all my tons of kids and everything else, crazy schedule and whatnot, if I don't think it's a possibility, like, you will know. If something, like, if we make plans and all of a sudden, like, some crazy shit happens or whatever, I will let you know a play-by-play. I'm not going to let you hang on waiting and wondering about me. That is just, it's happened so much to me. I'm not going to be that kind of feeling because I know what those people made me feel like. You know, all those times waiting and wondering and hoping and this, that, whatever. Like, they done ingrain that into me where I'm not ever going to make someone feel like that. Ever. Because it's horrible. Another thing, you know what I mean? I could have went the other way with it and been like, you're gonna wait for me if you would know all the times that I had to wait for people. Yeah, this is just what people do. No. Ugh, gross. All right, let's see. If we go on the other side of it, let's go for the criticisms real quick. All right, so some studies indicate that past trauma can actually make people more sensitive and vulnerable to future stressors. Okay, absolutely fair. I know several people that have been in horrific situations, and no, I don't expect that person to be this fucking statue of, like, strength all the time. You know, there are some things that trigger them that kind of take them back to that moment, and yeah, it's very hard to be on a positive side of that. Or, like, I've heard, like, the crumpled paper analogy, right? Someone, piece of paper, straight, smooth, all that stuff. Something bad happens. Now they're a crumpled piece of paper. So as much as you try to straighten a crumpled piece of paper, you still have lines, it's just not the same, right? It's just not the same. And I kind of feel like everyone who's experienced something is a crumpled piece of paper. However, you know, it's fine to not be fine. It's fine to have the lines and the creaks and you know what I mean? Like, it's fine not to be this straight. I don't believe there's a fucking straight piece of paper out there. Like, there's not. And that's totally fine. Ultimately, the importance of the concept may not be that trauma itself is good, because, I mean, it's not. I mean, it would be great if all of us could just be like, we happy few walking around with our happy pills and da-da-da, you know? Unfortunately, but rather that how a person is supported after an event determines whether they experience the growth from it or a decline because of it. All right. And then if we go down, so we've got resilience, post-traumatic growth, increased personal strength, new possibilities, heightened appreciation for life, improved emotional regulation. Like, reframing helps manage intense emotions like anxiety and depression by providing a constructive lens through which we view pain. As in, if we've been through something, I mean, like, my things, just the couple things that I said. Think about something. The last time someone let you down. The last time, you know, you waited for someone and they didn't show up. They didn't, you know, whatever was planned didn't actually happen, or just the last time you were let down. The next time you make the same plans with someone else, it's very hard not to flash back to the time that you were disappointed. You know, to that spot where you thought this same thing was going to happen, and then for some reason or another, you were let down. And obviously, you can hear the word trauma and you immediately expect that it's just like horrific, like it has to be on the horrific side of things, which there are plenty, right, to dive into. I'm not going to, but I'm using very light examples of disappointment and trauma-ish things, but I feel like it's a different, we're going to call it light. I don't know. Anyway, if you don't like it, it is what it is. But there are also physical health benefits to using the optimistic side and the thinking positive, lower stress levels. It wouldn't be an episode if we didn't mention cortisol. Optimistic individuals often have lower levels of stress. They can still be stressed, right? It doesn't just disappear because you're like, la 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 la. But faster recovery. Positive reframing has been linked to better outcomes after surgery and faster wound healing. I don't know about that because I don't know about that. But it's on here, so I don't know. It could be, So next time you're in a hospital and, part of your body is being stitched back together or whatever, just remember to smile and it'll go faster. I don't know. Increased longevity. Higher levels of optimism are associated with a longer lifespan and a greater likelihood of achieving exceptional longevity. Well, I've told my husband that for so long, but anyway. Oh, let's see. Social and professional advantages. Also, deeper relationships, career success, like a growth mindset enables professionals to view failures as valuable learning experiences, leading to increased productivity and long-term achievements. So, not even just professional. If something happens to you, always know that there is something positive that you can pluck out of it. As shitty as it may be, there are ways to see the silver lining of situations. Whether that is, what not to do the next time, or who not to depend on, or whatever the case may be. We've used a couple examples here. If you want to leave an example of the last time, you walked away from something with a greater mindset, where you feel a little bit stronger one way or another, please leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that fun shit. We say it all the time. We have a full library of, good Lord, I don't know, over 50 episodes anyway. Tons of shorts as well if you just want the little snippets. But little crumbs make you want to have the whole cookie, which is totally fine. We've got it. So thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next time. What doesn't kill you make you? Don't. Bye.